Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. We're back and Thrilljoy is here. We can't wait to talk about it because now we can finally see what Brian's been having up his sleeve.
Collecting is the way.
Now let's chat and discover our thrill and find our joy. Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Collector Chatter. Look at this. The three hostess with the mostest are in the building.
Let's
bro.
go. Let's go.
It's me, Migs, and Charlie Trey. We're back. If you notice, we got a little bit of a new look, a new logo. Same shenanigans though. It's
We're
still
feeling
us.
it though.
And a new day where episodes drop. Let's go.
Facts, bro. Payday, and you can just start buying shit that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, what's up? So we're ready for another episode, and like we said in that intro, Thrilljoy, it's here, guys. It's finally happening. New York Comic-Con is next week, which is crazy. Charlie will be there, super hyped. And obviously Thrilljoy is going to be basically debuting there. So we wanted to tie it all together. We got a couple of little things we want to talk about, but it's going to be majority of that because that's pretty much what took over, any of the collecting news in the last couple of days. We're getting a lot of pictures of finally what these things are going to look like. I know Trey had an awesome short talking about the mascot, which was first the leak and kind of got us thinking. But right off the bat, we'll kind of just give our overall thoughts. Like, what do you guys think? And then we can just kind of dig into a little bit of what the company is so far and what they're making. But what are your thoughts? I know Brian's the biggest Brian. Wow, I call him Brian. Charlie's the biggest Brian lover of the crew.
Yes.
So much so that I call him Brian sometimes on the side. But
so,
with
that being said, I'll
B-Rye.
start.
What's up, B-Rye?
Yeah, I love me my Brian. I think they're pretty cool. It's not, when we first saw them, it's not at all what I expected, like at all. We've been introduced now to two products that we'll be talking about, which seem to be the two main ones. The big 12-inch, which they're calling the Megapix. That is kind of something along the lines that I did expect to be from the company, but their bread and butter, which it seems like from the launch, are going to be these mini picks, which are basically these tiny vinyl, or at least they look tiny. We haven't seen them in person yet. Vinyl figures. And there's, all the licenses that Brian loves. The Hanna-Barberas of the world, the Masters of the Universe. I think we got Beetlejuice. We're actually getting, he already is showing off, he has the Netflix license with Blue Samurai and Squid Game. I'm sure there's going to be tons more down the road, but we can only debut a few. And make sense there. He's having a Comic-Con booth. He's coming. He's having a panel. He's going hard. And then we're also getting Blue, which is their version of Freddy Funko. It's their mascot. I'm the most excited for him. We're getting him in both forms, which will be debuting at, I think they're New York Comic-Con exclusives.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the other ones you're going to be able to get on their website, where these are just going to be at the convention. The other cool thing, which we kind of thought, we predicted this, I felt like he's going the soda route a little with there's the chases. There's all piece counts. They are small piece counts. He knows that's what the collectors want. It's just, will this product land with the collectors as well as he thinks they're going to? I feel like we all have a different opinion on it. I don't want to speak for anyone else. I feel like I'm, have the most hope for it. I think it's just something new. It's fresh, and people seem to be kind of excited about it. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
So I'm kind of the same. I do actually like these a lot. Now the Megapix, they kind of remind, or the mascot really kind of reminds me of the Abominable toys, the Chomp.
Yes.
Which I have quite a bit in my collection. So looking at the box and the packaging, that kind of reminds me of that. And kind of like the Mischief toys, they come in a little box and they have the figure inside. It is pretty cool that there is a chase. Everybody loves a chase. Personally, I will be completely transparent. $125 for these. I mean, that's kind of, for me, that might be a little pricey, but I might just try to get this one and see, just to at least have it and be like, all right, this is cool. Will I continue? Will they do these with other licenses? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll just only do the mascot, but I'm assuming they'll probably do all the other licenses. So maybe down the line, if there's some Ninja Turtles, yeah, sure, of course, why not? But they do look good. I mean, I personally I like them. None of the licenses I like. Not a fan of them. And plus, I've never seen like Squid Games or any of this other stuff. But I like them. I like the whole concept of the chase. I love the limited pieces. Unfortunately, I wish I can go to NYCC, but definitely next year for sure. A few things didn't. If things did not come up this year, I totally would have gone. But yeah, I like them. Like I said, the price points on some the mega picks, 125. I don't know, maybe.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Like,
yeah,
that is not something you can get like a ton of these unless you're just one of those flippers or people who need to have everything.
Yeah.
The blue, like, I feel like the introduction to the brand, to me, it's worth it for my collection.
Yeah.
But that probably would be like a one and done or special occasion. It's the other ones where, that's why I kind of said I thought that was going to be their bread and butter. But I also feel like there's more products that are going to come.
Yeah,
down the road.
I'm sure too. And I will be completely honest. I'd rather spend $125 on this than the Funko Project Freddy's. You know what I mean?
Which are $300.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm, I'd rather pay for this than that. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I agree with this like main one, and especially being the mascot is probably like the one that you would definitely want to have. I mean, it's exclusive to the con, so obviously it's an exclusive. It's going to be very limited, so that kind of adds to it. It's the first one, and it's not even just like the first of a certain thing. It's like the first of a company. Like it's the very first products that we're getting from this company that literally was just created, right? So that's clearly going to add, a lot to the, the excitement, the specialty of this actual figure. But I agree, like the bigger one, so the mega picks, the 125 price is steep. It's that price of like the high end designer toys, which is kind of like what they're going for in a way, anyways. Because basically, what they were saying is like they announced it as, because I was reading one of the articles, as a high end artisan collectible company, right? So it's obviously going to be, very special looking. I'm sure the material is probably really good, vinyl, whatever it is. And it's going to be like in the high end super plastics of the world, Abominable Toys, like all those other ones. Yeah, I do agree. It looks like Abominable Toys. Majority of those, you usually get them in like a box with that little foam thing where they fit in, and that's exactly like what that one looks like. So like, okay, makes sense. Why not do something that's not broke? You follow along, you just kind of put your little spin on it. I think what's interesting is the smaller regular picks, so you want to call it, because that is something pretty different, at least from what we've seen in the collectible worlds. Like, the figure looks like a soda a little bit, or like this or like that. Like, it has like, obviously you can tell it has pieces put into this, but the case that it comes in, and then like the box that comes in, like there's a lot of pieces to this. So it's clearly like thought out, and you made it a little bit different and unique. I just wonder what that looks like in a size, because it's like hard to tell. Like, you first saw just a square thing, and then we saw it inside of a box, which was obviously bigger. But when that picture came out, it made it look like it's actually smaller than the first one, right? And then I know someone dropped a picture of the actual, not a glam shot, like an actual picture of the case, but nothing's around it to really tell you how big it is, except for like a little card that it comes with. So it really is kind of hard to tell. Like, but the only thing I'm just like kind of like, this is cool, but I don't think I'm gonna go after this type of thing, is that it's like to display, it's like a case. You're not just getting a little figure. So like, you have to have the room to kind of put these. I know they can stack, which is cool. But I don't know. It's just an interesting thing, and we're gonna get into like what we think. Obviously, the company, like what's gonna happen in the collecting world. But from what I've been reading, it seems pretty mixed. I don't think there's like a ton of like, oh my god, this is the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Versus, like back and forth. So I know we're kind of like maybe in the middle towards the positive end. But yeah, like what do you think is like gonna come of this? Obviously, having Brian attached to it is clearly gonna help, but like that can only help so much. Some people don't even know who any creator or CEO is of a toy or something that they collect. It just happens to be this is a guy that's been around for us with the Funko world. So it's like,
I think the Funko community is going to go crazy over this once they see the product in hand. One thing I think would have helped the company even more, but dude, he can only do so much. Probably should have launched the product with better licenses, but in his mind, he got his favorite licenses to begin with. So it's kind of like, let's just pretend that was Marvel, for example, or like Star Wars. I think people will be maybe a little more hyped. But the thing that I think is going to make people go nuts is the piece counts. I mean, the Skeletor, one of the chases is only 24 pieces. Like,
damn,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's 2 like chases. Basically.
Yeah. Which Brian is kind of teased. Like, he knows what the collectors want. He's not wrong. That is what people want. I mean, people are going to buy them for that reason. But the price point, even though like once we see them in hand, I don't know if $50 is a lot for this. It could be, but it looks like a pretty elaborate case. It looks like it's protected. You're never going to have to, from what I've read, I mean, it's not much different of a size, I feel like, displaying if you're an inbox collector of Funko Pops, which Brian probably knows. And I think the stacking thing is genius. And it seems like you'll never have to buy a case to put it in. Like it's already being packaged and shipped in like a protector.
Yeah.
Which I also think adds to the price and makes it cool. I think the licenses down the road is really what's going to define this. And I also feel, which I'm curious if you guys agree, we're going to see blue as different licenses. I mean, it's going to follow the Freddy Funko model, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah. I do.
I think so too. I don't think. I think he'll probably wear like the different outfits and just like Freddy does. But yeah, I agree. I agree with that. When we were talking about the chase for the Skeletor, I was actually zooming into the mega picks, and it looks like the common is only 1,000 pieces for that for the 125. But I also I was reading too. It's articulation and it has magnetic. So for me, reading that now, okay, 125. That's okay. That's fair.
It's not just like a piece of plastic. Like
it's not like just like a pop. It just I think that's cool. So now rethinking it, 125. Okay, that's fair. You can also change
the pieces. The hands, and
I think
it's amazing that the chase is holding basically a mini pix version of Brian.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I like these.
I mean,
the more I look at them, I think I would have been like even more like, oh my god, if there was a Star Wars one. I'm just using that as an example.
Same thing. Yeah.
With Turtles. I'm agreeing with you, Trey, too. Like, I don't really care about the properties, the IPs that he started off with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's definitely like a random. I mean, like you obviously got a couple that we would have thought of, but there are a few like the Netflix ones. Like, they're a little kind of out there, but clearly maybe that's why we had a lot of Squid Game stuff at Funko, because maybe he loved it. But it kind of just tied. But there was something that you said though, Charlie, that's interesting because kind of contradicts something you said in the past. So I kind of want to see if you still think the same thing. So you said that the Funko community is who's going to go crazy for this, right?
Yeah.
But I know this is different, but when Funko tried to do a high-end thing and it was Funko, the community hated it because of the price. And it was mostly because people didn't want to put out more money for products. And personally, I think if you put the Funko community in a whole, the Funko community isn't necessarily the people that always go for these high-end things. I think that's a whole nother community, and sometimes they blend. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Like, I really think this is going to be like a good company, but it's not going to be as massive as a Funko, because it's going to be more like the Super Plastics of the worlds and the Hot Toys, the people that are high-end collectors who happen to collect everything and they happen to get those. I think that's where this is going to tie into. And I don't think it's going to be, I think in the beginning, maybe it's like, oh, cool, it's a new thing that's Funko. But like, yeah, we've seen some big name Funko collectors that didn't care and spent tons of money on these stupid Project Freds and on these whatever those Asian looking ones that they came out with.
Yeah, the Freddy Chan, like the Jumbo Chans.
Those, and they would go after those, but that was like so select few. The overall community wasn't going crazy for that stuff.
Let me explain myself a little bit. Do I think Thrilljoy is going to be as big as Funko? No. Not, I mean, that's another reason I don't think Brian wants to be involved in a company like that anymore. Funko became like, it sounds better on paper. That company became so huge. I think it was overwhelming. He's bringing it back to his roots. But the $50 price point, if these are like cool and people really like them, I wouldn't necessarily call it high end, because even though retail, you gotta think about
Diecast, bro. Diecast was $50 and that trashed, and I thought that was sick. We all thought that was sick, bro.
Yeah, but think about the amount of money people will spend on like normal pops that they don't get for retail because they're of a thing that they like.
Whatever.
Yeah,
of course.
Like, I get what you're saying. I think we need to see the product in hand first. Yeah. And I also think it depends on the quality of the product. And another thing too, you're not wrong in terms of it's a higher end, but it's still 50% cheap. It's more than 50% cheaper than a Project Fred. They're high end product.
That was ridiculous.
Like, I agree with you where it is now. This is what, in my opinion, a high end collectible in reality, down to earth, should cost.
Yeah.
At the 125 end, and I bet you, I could be wrong, but if we do get more of those down the line, they may not be as expensive because this is a Comic-Con exclusive one, but I could be completely wrong. Right. It could always be that price. Sometimes these companies do try to charge you a little more, but I also feel like
they said it's going to be that
they
price.
They did. So. It's always going to be.
Yeah.
One thing though, and once again, I could be wrong on this, but I feel like Brian will get a sense of what the community is telling him. Yeah. And maybe he's like, maybe I do need to make these a little cheaper. Maybe they're not, maybe the picks aren't 50 anymore. They're 40. Like, I think he's still got to settle in and see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to make something cheaper when it's already a price, but if it's not working, it's not working. Sorry, Trey, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. And I agree. How the launch is going to go, I think what's going to help it in the beginning is the post that you shared just a while ago that Top Pops just got. The fact that, he is already, or the company's already trying to find those influencers, especially like Top Pops. Like, there's a lot of followers. So I'm sure once he uploads that video, it's going to get more hype, and then people are going to want it until, and then it's going to get hopefully not overflooded with those other jabroni influencers that are not even good. So Brian, send over here.
Yes.
But yeah, I think he's starting off, pushing it to like Top Pops, and then hopefully maybe other people that he's, familiar with as far as like influencers, because that's, just be honest, like that's what sells, all these influencers. And like you always see like on TikTok, oh, I bought this off the TikTok shop, I bought this, and it's like everybody bought it, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's just my thought.
I also think it was super smart that he's launching this end of year Comic-Con. He is launching his product in a place with the biggest nerds, the biggest collectors, everyone who's about his type of company. So it could either go two ways. It's going to go amazing, or it could actually go bad. I know we are being positive, but like, if people aren't receptive to it at New York Comic-Con, it's probably not going to be good for the company. But I'm assuming they're betting on it being good. I'm assuming that panel's going to be sick. They're probably going to give out free stuff to get the product in people's hands. I don't know. I just feel, I have this weird feeling that it's going to be good.
Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts.
I mean, they're doing everything the right way too. That's the thing. Like, obviously, like the way it was, kind of teased, and then now we're finally getting everything like coming out, and clearly they built a team. Like, he was smart. He brought people that he used to work with. He brought people that are in other parts of like the collective world. And I mean, we didn't even talk about this, but they're gonna have apparel.
Yes.
Like, that's a whole nother thing part
which
of the
he's
company.
pumping up that it's going to be this like high-end stuff, which is interesting to me.
We haven't seen that yet, but dude, based off of the way he looked and dressed, I don't know what his style is going to be on this, but I'm assuming there's another person who's kind of heading that side of the company. But I mean, obviously his whole thing is trying to tie together the fact that it's like for the collectors, and like being like super, like there's a few things that he like on
in that article,
saying, in the article that were like kind of interesting that I wanted to bring up, of basically how he says like what this is going to be. And he says like it's set to transform the very essence of what it means to be a collector. So like he's like really running with, and I this part I do agree with you, Charlie, like 100%, is like he knows what the collector likes. He knows what like a true collector, in the sense of like getting low piece counts and exclusive stuff and specialty kind of things. Like he knows about that, so it's clearly gonna.
And he's one of us, which is
he's gonna
helpful.
fit to that side of the world, right? And it makes sense that that's like what he's doing. So clearly, like, he obviously knows what he's doing. He ran a giant company for a long time, but it's just interesting to see like what is going to happen. It's so early on, and like we have no idea. And again, we haven't really seen these in person. There is that one picture that's like physically of it, but it's still hard to tell. It's going to come with like a card even on the little smaller Pix version. So
which Funko should be doing.
Yeah. So exactly. There's so many things that like clearly he's probably going to do that Funko should have done. But at the same time, like, I feel like he's not going to want to like, he's going to want to be great and have Funko be like, oh, wow, this is a success. But like, is he going to want to just continuously be tied to Funko? Like, probably not. If I was him, I'm assuming he wants to kind of separate himself from that. I mean, at New York Comic Con, they're literally like 2 booths over. So they're really not separating themselves. Like, they're right there. So like the main Funko booth's where it's at, and they're like basically 2 booths over. So I mean, we're definitely going to be checking it out regardless, to at least see what this is all about. I mean, I'm sure seeing these pieces will be kind of cool to see them in person, but it is initial thought definitely different than what I would have thought. That's for sure. Like, I wouldn't imagine like this. I thought it was going to just be a figure. Like, it did not.
Because I wanted to say, like, what did you guys think it was going to be?
The bigger version is something that I did think, because I did think they were going to kind of go the Abominable Toys route, the Tiny Goats, like whatever it is, like it's a figure inside, Mischief Toys inside of like that foam thing. And like I figured they would do something like that, and then that figure was either going to be different licenses, or they were going to do different license pieces that were designed very similar. Because if you look at it, I mean, maybe it's because he has horns and a beard, but to me, that mascot doesn't really look like the other like IP figures. They all look similar, but to me, he looks a little different than the rest of them. I don't know if it's just maybe, like I said, because he has like horns and stuff, and he's the bigger one.
Yeah.
But like the rest of them look like small, like bigger sodas or small.
Yeah,
pops.
I mean,
like it's kind of like
a joke going around when the first ones launched. They looked like Fisher Price Little People.
Yeah,
which is someone who has a lot of those in my household. I mean, I do see that. It's just funny because
blown up a little bit.
I'm super excited to see the Top Hops video, and I know which is kind of crazy too. He sent a bunch of stuff to the Gasselcast, and they interviewed him. There's going to be a video coming out, to see them actually like holding and manhandling these things.
I was going to say that's going to be a perfect way to see it in hand.
Yeah,
they can probably comes out,
compare it to something else as well. So,
and the other thing that I like, it's just funny. You talk about Top Hops and first Gasselcast right here. Top Hops is probably going to say they're amazing no matter what. The Gasselcast is going to tell you how it is. They're not shills at all, which is why I love them. It seems though, Chris seems pretty excited. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of their recent videos where they've been talking that this is coming. Chris basically is kind of saying what we were saying. This is not what he expected at all, but it's different and it's cool.
Yeah.
And once again, I mean, he's had no problem. I mean, they joked they're shocked Brian even wanted to talk to them, but Brian's not dumb. He can, take a side that they ripped him for so long.
Yeah.
So once again, I don't think Chris and Heather care. If they didn't like it, they would say it's not good. So that also is kind of intriguing to me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good though. I mean, at least somebody like them, because they'll keep it 100% honest. Like it is good, or this is a good product, or, they'll be like, well, what is this? And, of course they'll say their typical catchphrases, trash, or, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good that they're sending it to them, because they're out of most people, I mean, they're pretty damn honest.
Yeah, because Funko doesn't send them anything.
Nope.
For that reason. Mike has sent them stuff personally, and now them, and now Brian from Thrilljoy. But, I mean, I think going to New York Comic Con, this is the most, I don't think Miggs agrees with me with this, but this is my most, like, I will wait in this line. I need these blues. Like, I'm the most excited to see what's going on with this company. I just feel like the hype's going to be there. And I think Brian is now, even though I think Brian loved Mike and vice versa, they definitely had a butt heads. I think Brian's going to bring the Mike energy for Thrilljoy out with the people.
You don't think he's gonna bring that awkward stuff from the shorts and the reels?
Yeah, I think he's gonna have another person. I don't think he is.
You don't think he's gonna at all?
I mean, yeah, like he's gonna be like, "Hey, have you ever seen him trying to get hype?" He never has like he's gonna be like, "Yeah, Thrilljoy," but I think he's gonna have a team. I guarantee.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely gonna have a team, but he's gonna be there.
And he's not gonna be the Mike. I think there's gonna be another person that we probably, maybe even that girl. That's going to be probably more of the and he's going to kind of just be the
shadow.
You don't think he's going to show face? I think he's going to be at the booth.
Oh, at the booth,
that's
for sure.
That's what I mean. I'm talking about,
but I mean, going
he's
forward
gonna be,
and
correct. No, sorry, I meant just at New York Comic Con. I think he's going to pump it up.
Yeah, he's probably going to sign. He'll probably sign stuff too. Maybe
Yeah, he has to be there. That makes sense. I mean,
that's the case.
His name is all over it, so it obviously, definitely feel like he will. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I'm excited for you guys because that's pretty cool. If y'all are gonna wait or go, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what this is going to look like.
I'm
sure it's
either waiting with me or he's leaving because either
that or I'm just going to go check somebody else out. I don't know. Even Mr. Toy is not too far away from them, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know if this is a rabbit hole I'm so bought into going down. I just can't say I am. I like it, but I'm not holy crap, this is amazing. Every time they drop one, I need to have this. Even the smaller ones, if it was something I loved, I still don't know if I would be so hardcore.
If that was Ghostface, you wouldn't get it.
If it was Ghostface in that square, probably not. I don't really like the way it the design.
Well, no, that's good that you're being completely honest about
the other version, that would be pretty sick because it's probably very high end. But this is why the reason why I keep bringing these things up is because these are established companies. Like a company like NECA, they make so much horror, and I love them.
Yep.
I don't own a single one of them. Every time I go in a store, there's a billion of them all over the shelves. They are massive. People love them, but they're still just there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, granted, they're not numbered, they're not limited, so that's the reason why there's probably overproduced of them. But I just see that happening so much. It's hard for me to just be like, no, this is not going to go down that route at all. And that's the only reason why I say that aspect of it. And those are usually pretty decently priced.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Yeah.
I'm banking on that he is going to tap into the Funko community that's looking for something that they used to have at Funko that Funko has stripped away from them.
Like Dorbs. They the boxes the box kind of looks like the door box.
The box has a Dorbness to it. Dude, when I first saw the pictures, we keep going back to this, but the flat version, just the glam, They look like lunch boxes to me, and I still can't get that out of my head. But now that I see the 3D version, like obviously they're different. But like I swear to God, like I still this is why I say this, because I still have I don't know if it's Funko Finders, Disc Trackers, who, you know, RIP, but they're back now. Disc Trackers is back. Whenever like I have their notifications on my phone, it'll pop up and you get the small little thumbnail like of like what the post was. One of these, I think it might have been a Skeletor, one of those ones popped up, and I remember seeing it, and I didn't even click on it because I was like, oh, it's like these like lunch boxes that are coming out or something. And that was literally what I thought. Because I was like, it didn't say, because, you know, the post would just say posted in the picture. It doesn't say it was Thrilljoy or whatever. So literally had no idea.
It's funny. Kind of fun. One thing, I'm assuming it doesn't because they haven't mentioned it, but it would be even cooler if you could take that figure out of that display if you didn't want the display.
I'm assuming you can't because no pictures show it. They take it out of a box because they were in a box, but then it seems like it's encased.
It's in a box. In a box.
Yeah,
but I
box
think
in a box.
The front is open, or is it not?
No, because the chase sticker or the number sticker is on there or whatever that piece. It's in front.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a box in a box.
So there has to be a glass. Like if you look at the real version,
you're right.
You can tell there's like glass or plastic or whatever it is.
They're probably using like the what is it? Like the
it's probably like the movie posters
like
and stuff.
Yeah. Acrylic like hard, or whatever.
Yeah, like a hard case.
Like a hard
makes
stack.
Sense. Which I guess makes sense, but like,
interesting.
I don't know. There's just a lot. It's still early on. I think once people start getting their hands on it, it's going to be a little bit more like, okay, this is what it is, or this makes sense, or I want this, or I don't. I don't think by any means this is like something that's going to fail. I just am tempering a little bit of like the skyrocket that you're putting it on. And I just think Brian, I mean, he's great, but he's not like the big, he's not Elon Musk. Like he's coming out here like it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just another CEO of a company. Like he's cool, he's great, but I just don't have him on that regard. So that's just the way.
Like that's where that's where we respectfully disagree, because he made Funko to what we all love. Like it was him. He made the pop, he made the soda, and they were his ideas. I think I'm happy you're bringing this up. I think Brian is more creative than he gets credit for. He settled in as the suit of Funko because of Mike, but he was smart enough to see how he could turn Mike's company and I love Mike. Mike did not have the chops to turn it into what it became. And we kind of joke around what happened to them at the end. And Migs, I know you brought this up, and I think you're probably right. He just got burnt out with Funko, everything that was going on. It became a publicly traded company, the pandemic, yada, yada, yada. Kind of looks so burnt out that we would joke about it all the time. He's now had a year. He's refreshed, and he's coming out blazing. And you know what? Maybe this isn't the product, but I would bet money that there's tons of other stuff on a whiteboard in his office of other products that they're already getting ready to make. Like he's got the funds. This isn't like, I'll use my beloved Mischief Toys. They are still a startup company that will be one for a while. This is not that. This guy's got the money to keep throwing shit at the wall to make it stick.
Yeah. Maybe it brings back sodas. I don't know.
But maybe once again, I'm just a bride shill, I guess. Sorry. Brian, send me stuff.
And before we move on, I did want to mention this because you guys kind of touched upon it, but I want to know, like, you guys for sure think that this mascot is going to be versions of other things. Like, I think that's way too much being like, well, I did this with Freddy, let me do it here. That would be kind of corny in my opinion.
Well, I mean...
versus him being different styles or dressing whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, other companies. Tiny Ghost does that. I mean, the Soulmates, I have a Ninja Turtle one. I mean, they have Marvel.
Like Mischief Toys would do it if they could.
Yeah, I'm sure they could.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but like the problem is you're gonna always think that like, oh wow, Thrilljoy just copied Freddy.
Yeah.
I don't see him going out with the IPs like he has, and then has his own mascot. And like he didn't need to make his own mascot. I feel like he saw like that is still what gets the Funko community more excited than anything.
Yeah, Freddy Funkos.
And I feel like that's what he's. I mean, who knows when the first one will be? I just can't imagine him not doing it. But once again, this whole company is not what we imagined it would be. So maybe I'm just drawing.
Yeah,
like
maybe we'll get boxes of joy instead of boxes of fun. Or boxes of thrill
it's
boxes.
Funny. That is amazing, Trey. It's just so funny. That is one thing. It's just funny you bring that up. I do not see him taking that part of Funko over to Thrilljoy. He'll probably, I mean, not that it cheapens it. It's super fun, but like that, the events, all that stuff, he's going to stick to this. But I see
down
blue.
The line. Yeah.
Maybe down the line. Even though I still think the whole like, let's just talk about the mascot a little bit. The mascot looks super cool, but it's a little random. Like I want to get a story about it. Like I'm curious where he came up with this, because the first thing when I saw it, not only did I think of Abominable, but I also did think of Ghastly, which they talked about on the Ghastlycast. It looks like they both had a kid. This is the Thrilljoy freaking mascot. It is super random.
It definitely is a random, like, yeah.
Unless Brian loves Yetis, because the Yeti was like a thing for Funko as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Kind of still is. I mean, they still make some.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get it.
I'm excited talking about something different.
Maybe we'll get a movie called Making Joy or Making Thrills.
They're gonna film it at New York Comic Con.
I'm just the most thing I'm like wondering what's gonna happen is, especially because of the way he said it, is what is this apparel that's gonna blow me away?
Yeah,
that's what he said.
I thought that was a little. It's funny, the vibes that he's giving me, which I disagree with this actually. It's giving me like Kith vibes, is what he's gonna go with.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be like a streetwear,
which
like
that.
Kith stuff is.
That's two different markets. People who are collecting high-end streetwear clothing are not buying figures. There's few in between.
That's why I think it's confusing that they have them together. Anyways, that's kind of like, unless he's gonna make it very like IP driven type of stuff. That kind of. I'm
pretty sure one of the people with him. I want to look it up now.
There's a Loungefly girl, and then there's a guy who is part of another company.
Yeah, which I think is a fashion brand, but I could be wrong.
It might be. I can't remember, but I remember us seeing that he was part of it or whatever, and he's also part
the clothing. I am intrigued. It's interesting he hasn't shared any of that yet.
Yeah, but like Kith, it's pretty. But they have like a lot of collaborations too with like Marvel.
No, they do.
Yeah,
they're just outrageously priced, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like
dude, for sure they are. Yeah, for sure they are.
Like I legitimately sometimes have gone like they had a Disney collaboration, a Marvel, and I'm like, I'm not spending like.
They had a baseball one. Yeah, they had a baseball.
Yeah, football ones all the time.
Yeah, like that. I don't think will fit the collector community, and I don't know if that'll cross over into people who buy high-end streetwear.
I don't know because
it's got blue on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because I follow everybody follows all types of creators, right? And mostly, sneakers are ones that I follow. And surprisingly, I've come to find, some creators that are into streetwear like Supreme, and other Off-White and, essentials, like come to find out like they have Funkos in their collection. And then they're like bigger fans of like wrestling and like random stuff you look at them, you're like, oh, yeah. There's just a regular, sneakerhead, and then you kind of pay attention, right, to people's backgrounds, and you're like, that's a Michael Jordan pop, or that's a random, Garfield pop, and I'm just like, this dude does not look like he would have any of that, But again, collecting, goes with everything, not just shoes or not just toys. It's it's obviously something that they like or connected with as a kid. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, like if somebody,
you're totally right.
I think if somebody that's
are gonna collect, regardless of what it is. I'm a prime example of that. I've changed a lot of different things that I collect.
Yeah, and honestly, like like a prime example, Supreme. Back a few years ago, Supreme stuff, like the clothing, like dude, people were like lining up. Bots were buying so much stuff, and like now it's kind of dying down. Like they have
Brian's a genius, I guess.
Yeah,
there you go.
Maybe we'll
Look
see.
at his fashion, bro. He's got some sick fashion.
Maybe he'll come out with some Jordan collab shoes. I don't know.
But Trey, you're so right, because I'll never forget. My mind was blown when I saw RG3's background of his studio at his house. It's legitimately all Funko Pops.
Brandon Moreno.
Never would have thought that.
Brandon Moreno, a UFC fighter, loves Legos and has a bunch of Funko Pops. It's just random people that you never know.
So that this Thrilljoy streetwear,
maybe
it's coming for you.
Maybe there'll be like limited runs, like limited pieces as well.
That's what he's gonna do.
That's what it seems like,
yeah. Which would be cool.
So we'll find out more about that hopefully soon. But yeah, I mean, next week is Comic-Con. I mean, this is perfect transition because obviously this has to do with Comic-Con. We wanted to talk about Comic-Con anyways. But yeah, we're gonna have New York City Comic-Con coming up next Thursday, which is literally a week away. It's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, me and Charlie will be there Thursday and Friday. Super hyped. I did want to bring this up because we didn't talk about this beforehand when we were talking about what we were gonna say. I don't know if anyone's really been talking about this, but clearly we're not getting an event this year at New York Comic-Con, right? Which sucks because we really wanted it. But last year we didn't have an event, but we still had a box. We're not even getting a box
that we know of, right? Maybe.
I don't think we're getting one. It's too late.
At this point, it's been a week. It's not even a week
away.
No
leaks.
No way.
Yeah, they probably. It's just sad because they probably looked. Cynthia probably was like, "We still have these in the warehouse. We're about to send them to Marshalls." Which breaking news? I don't know if you just saw the soda coolers are now being found at Marshalls.
No way. Where?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Oh, man.
The Peter Pan one.
Okay.
Which is actually a pretty cool one.
I need X-Men one if I can find it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can see why.
They probably it didn't sell. She's not going to make any mistakes. She's not going to continue to make mistakes.
She's super business. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like,
it does.
Clearly, yeah, they didn't sell like they would. Obviously, they weren't done the right way. They made too many.
But that's why they didn't sell. But you just said they weren't done the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the IPs. Ninja Turtles sold.
I'm trying to remember. They did something. What did they do that pissed people off? I mean, it's definitely the IPs, but then they did less. People were getting annoyed by the generic sodas. There was, I think, one less pop.
One less pop was a big deal. There wasn't as many combinations. Like you pretty much were all getting almost the same thing.
Yeah,
you were all getting essentially the same thing, and it was just like whatever. Yeah, it just didn't hit. Obviously, it's been doing worse. So like, yeah, we had a debacle the year before. Like, clearly there was a lot of not good, but it was still a fun thing. Like even last year's New York Comic-Con one, which those are the ones that you still to this day can find. The
still
rock
fun
ones. Like it was still cool because you got a mascot, and then you didn't know what the variation was, so you were going to get something kind of different. And it all came down to that it was a Freddy Funko as something, and whether it's a $15-$20 version of Freddy as somebody or one of those crazy grails, it's still cool to have that.
Agree.
Yeah.
And like it always was going to be like fun. So like, yeah, it kind of sucks that we're not getting that. Or like I said, I don't think we're getting it, but it's just interesting that they didn't even. It's like not even talked about. Like it's like whatever just happened.
I agree. I don't think we're getting it. Not only are we not getting it, I think it's dumb. The whole plane thing. Going to all the cons. Dude, missing an opportunity for it to be Halloween themed. I mean, it just screams Halloween. It's the time of year. Like, it's funny talking about Funko. Still love Funko, but I think their booth this year at New York Comic-Con is gonna be like lackluster.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna finally be like, oh wow, Mike's not there anymore. I mean, I know it's obvious, but
yeah, I mean, even the San Diego one seemed like it wasn't like this whole, like you said, this whole little like Pan Am type Airways thing is not like, because even last year, they had the rock stuff and people came out playing music and the different mascots, and like that was cool at New York Comic Con. Yeah, it wasn't like Halloween totally themed, but like you
But
know, kind of fit. It was like a costume type of thing.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
it fit into that, and like they just completely went away from it, and it just kind of makes it seem like this was definitely Mike. Really was the brains of this. He clearly said San Diego was going to be it, and that's kind of like was his out. Cynthia popped in to be like, "Hey, I'm here now. We're not gonna have these cool parties anymore," and like that's kind of like where they're going. Like it seems like, and clearly, because not to go to a completely different topic, but Mike has his own party still going on with the masquerade. This is the 4th year that he's doing it.
So Mike.
This happens at I think it's at San Diego Comic-Con like area, like where they have the convention. It's for one day, November 2nd. He's having it, and it's literally like it's like Funmaker Mike Presents, which isn't necessarily Funko, but it kind of makes you think like this 100% was his thing that he's not letting Funko. I feel like we're not going to get an event at all. I feel like even next year's San Diego Comic-Con is not going to have fun days.
I was wondering about that, even though they've made a point. I mean, she could have just been lying, but they're like, we're still going to have fun days, or they're going to like. I don't disagree with you. They need to.
Unless it's really just going to be fun days, because it was like that in the back in the day. It wasn't New York Comic Con didn't have this. That kind of came about in the pandemic and all that, and they kind of like, well, we can take advantage of having both of these cool big parties.
I mean, Mike last year at New York Comic Con, I remember this like it was yesterday because I was standing right there watching him. He was at the eBay booth talking about the new partnership.
Yeah,
and someone was like, "No event this year." Not this year. It was too busy. We're definitely having it next year.
Yeah, he said that. That was before he knew he was bouncing.
Which is just funny. Like, once again, not to change the topic, but Mike is still out there, like, being his Funmaker Mike persona.
Yeah.
I also find it interesting he has not changed his bio on his Instagram account, which he's extremely active on that account, and I'm surprised Funko hasn't told him to. But
does
maybe
it say
because
like Funko,
it still says like
it's
the thing. It doesn't say Funko, but it still says like the chief, fun like maker of fun or whatever. But I guess he can still just call himself that.
Yeah,
it's just interesting. Like,
actually, I lied. It actually says Fright Maker Mike.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
It doesn't say Fun Maker. I just realized. Fright Maker Mike Presents Masquerade.
Interesting.
So he's not Fun Maker anymore. Yeah.
But it's just so funny because now his bio is Funko founder, chief officer of fun maker, pop culture patriot / monster maniac.
Yeah. The chief officer of fun, that's 100% a Funko thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
but
interesting.
It's sad, but I'm just excited though at the same time to see what it is like without him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. The fact that Thrilljoy is right there and other companies around there, like the crappy theme, like it makes it like Trey. Like I know we've talked about it. I'm sure you've seen videos, but I mean, Mike is legitimately out stage shredding on guitar. Yeah. People are going nuts. Like these mascots. Like I could have just stood there the whole time and just like watched it.
It was a party. Like we would be on one side walking around because this place is freaking massive, and you would just hear the craziest screams and like chants, and you knew it was coming from that corner, and you would walk over, and it was the Funko booth, like just going nuts because he just came out, or they were handing something out, or one of the mascots was walking around or something. And I was like,
now it's gonna be like insane. A library.
It's gonna be basically a setup so you can get in line, buy your stuff.
I'm still waiting.
Stand on the side and resell it.
I wouldn't be shocked if Mike ends up joining Thrilljoy. And the reason he hasn't done it yet is because he legally cannot, because he has a non-compete, in my opinion.
I feel like Gasolcast, I think, at some point said something about like they guarantee like he's not.
Well, yeah, he's not involved yet. And think about it. There's a reason it took a year. Standard practice is probably a year you're not allowed to do anything. And Brian's been gone for the right amount of time he needed to be gone before he could start his own company.
Yeah.
It could be wishful thinking.
I wouldn't want him to. Then you're just being like, bro, I want Funko again. Like,
well,
let them be different. Let us be excited for a completely different thing.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be like, oh, I love Thrilljoy now, and Mike's a reason. Like, doesn't that kind of?
No, I don't mean it that way, but like, the band got messed up when they became a public company. It just is, it just is what it is. And it's not
to say they don't get successful and become a public company. That's always in the cards.
It is, but you make that decision. I don't see Brian maybe wanting to do that.
Maybe this is his baby, and now he's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want Thrilljoy to become Funko. I'm just saying, it's just like, I mean, he stole people.
Yeah,
he's poached people from the company.
Do you think they like? I don't know. I feel like they don't really. I think they probably weren't as close as towards the end as they were.
Yeah, towards the end, definitely.
Because like they're just like next to each other was so awkward.
Very cringe.
Totally right about that, but their relationship wasn't always strained like that. But for all you know, they both were just like, oh my God, can you believe this company that I created and that I built, both of them, turned into this? You don't know what's happening behind closed doors.
Yeah, of course. Guess we'll see.
Let's talk about the New York Comic Con things that you could buy at the Funko booth, because most people aren't going too nuts about them.
Nope.
Yeah, I honestly,
absolutely.
Even though I'm going, I completely forgot even what was going to be there, because I was just like,
basically a bunch of trash. Nothing really.
The highlight that I want to bring up though is it is tiny. New York Comic Con is normally huge. It is tiny.
Yeah, I was gonna say usually because Toy Tokyo usually has like 4 things. They only have 2.
There's a lot of show onlys.
Yeah, Walgreens has one.
Which is fine, but they're exclusive. They're numbered. Like it kind of goes back into what we liked. Yeah, like the V Friends one being the first time you get that and it's only in the show. Like that kind of adds to the that's cool. It's literally the only way you're gonna get it, type of thing. And like some of the other ones are all right, but they did do the same thing that they did, I think, last year, or maybe at San Diego, where they'll have a regular version shared to somebody and then the show version like flocked, like they did that with the animal or whatever.
Yeah, they're only doing it with the animal, which is just so weird.
Oh yeah, they did it with that one, and then they're really pushing the fusion stuff at the show. That's like their big.
Which I feel like that hype is basically dead.
Yeah, it's already dying down.
Never. Yeah,
but the Care Bears is still going strong because they're still making that. And you know what?
Care Bears?
The Care Bears, Walgreens. So I have a follower, Jen. I'm sure she listens to the podcast. Dude, she was like, I remember I said something about the Care Bears. We were messaging, right? And she was like, oh yeah, check out my display. And dude, she literally had all the Universal Monster Care Bear set. And I was like, oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Like are those people that buy them? Like I didn't know. She's like, well, I kind of grew up, and so I'm all excited. So she was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely getting that one. I was like, so the Care Bears is going strong.
Yeah.
It's funny. Walgreens has not had an exclusive in a while.
Yeah,
dude. What I was just gonna say is the weird thing about this is it's small, but there is 2 exclusives for Barnes and Noble. They didn't even sell Pops anymore. Like, what the hell?
They're back because they're getting Goosebumps. The exclusives, they're coming back. They're making a comeback.
Supposed to not sell them anymore. They stopped. They got rid of that.
It's wild.
We're getting exclusives.
My Barnes and Noble. You think my Marshalls and Ross are packed? Jesus, Barnes and Noble. Yeah.
My Barnes and Nobles. They
got rid of all of them.
Oh yeah, no, we got like.
And that was a long time ago.
We got a bunch. They're like in the toy section, and then they have them behind the counter as well.
Yeah, that used to be my go-to place back in the day.
To find chases.
That was
one thing though that's crazy though. Speaking of like the shared retailers, One Piece is having its first ever Target.
Yeah.
It's
not just the Funko shop anymore, which I find interesting.
There's also a Hot Topic one.
Yeah.
A couple One Piece, yeah. One Piece is the new Dragon Ball Z.
What's funny too, I legitimately just saw a rumor while we were doing this as well that a wanted poster for Nami is expected to be coming out, and it's going to be a Target exclusive.
Oh,
good luck with
So
Target
it's just
exclusives.
like, is One Piece now going to be is drifting over to Target instead of Hot Topic? I know Hot Topic has one, but it's just interesting that Target.
Yeah, because it's the first time.
Part of me is like, though, did Funko, because we've all heard about the strained relationships, okay? Has Funko said, well, we can show you that One Piece Funko Pops sell. So if we give you the the One Piece exclusives just to you guys, people will come back and they'll buy the product from your store so we can keep you on your shelves. I just find it really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a little weird.
Because Walmart's done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're not even there.
Walmart, yeah.
I found it super interesting because if that was a Funko Shop exclusive.
No box lunch either.
No box lunch, which is wild.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the Target stuff though, because it's been a while since I've actually wanted to go to Target and buy something like in store.
That's not true. You just did it.
Well, other than this beauty right here. Other than that, before that, dude.
No, you're totally right. It's been kind of trash. Now you can get
the black lights there, so they're coming back, bro.
Well, I already have
Spider-Man. You can get the but you can get it for like $10 or $12.
Mine still have the shirts and still sealed.
Yeah,
I never. So you kept those in your collection, Trey.
Yeah, I did keep the original set. I didn't keep Carnage though. I just kept the first Iron Man and all that. Yeah.
You sold Carnage to Marty Funko, right?
Yeah. I sold him that, and then I just got rid of everything else.
Honestly, like this whole thing, like the Buggy's cool, obviously because we love One Piece, but the
Buggy one's pretty sick.
The headless Freddy one.
That one's the best.
Like the best pop on this entire thing.
I agree with that.
Like it's so sick. Like it's crazy because it's the only Freddy. We're not getting any Proto. We're not getting any
Franny. Like what?
I forgot she even existed. She's basically done.
They messed that up.
Done.
Yeah.
They also messed up that Freddy. I wish that
one is fire.
It looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks great. I just wish that there was like a glow version, maybe make that at show only, instead of the damn Muppet.
I think we actually do have a Franny though, the Biddy crap. It's Franny, I think.
Biddy.
That's where it's at, man. The biddies. And there's a Proto.
Bro, my Target, speaking of Targets, is just loaded with biddies. That's all it is.
That's where it's at, man. That's where it's at.
Biddies, the biddy town,
it's probably where
the biddy displays. There was so many of them.
That's probably where Thrilljoy.
They're thrown all over the place and no one's buying them.
That's probably where Thrilljoy got the whole stacking part. The biddies.
They look terrible. I hope the Thrilljoy thing is not similar size to the biddy stuff. Because
how funny?
No way.
Too small.
For $40. Not for $40.
No. That's what I'm saying.
I think they're going to be the size of the mystery minis, just better quality.
Yeah.
You think they're that small too, though?
I feel like it has to be.
Maybe like soda. If we
compare it, I was going to say like a soda. Because if we compare it, and now we're going back to Thrilljoy. But if we compare it to
where it's at,
the card, so it's essentially the same. If you look at the card and you pick it up in your mind and you put it next to the figure, it's the same size as a card. So that card could be any size, obviously, but let's assume it's a playing card size.
It looks like a mini card, though.
Then that's the thing; it's so hard to tell. Like if it's the size of a playing card, the figure at least is almost the size of it would be like a soda, because soda is almost as tall as a pop. It's just smaller, skinnier.
Yeah.
Like I'm like looking at my desk right now where I have mystery minis and sodas.
This is a normal card, so
it's a pretty decent size. It could be about that size.
I'm like really looking at this picture. I feel like it'll be in between the size of a standard soda and a little bit bigger than maybe a mystery mini. But I don't.
I
just think that's too small for $40. That's the only reason why I'm like, it can't be too small.
Here's the problem. I don't disagree with you, but once we hold this in our hand, we'll maybe like it's $40 because I think everything that's in you're paying for the whole package, whether you want to or not. I personally wish they were cheaper and it was just the figures, but it looks super high quality. Is that like that's what he's trying to separate Not that he's trying to say Funko is, not super high quality, but that's where he wants to differentiate himself.
So I'm trying to grab these.
Yep. There you go.
I think these kid robots are going to probably be the closest.
Bro, that literally looks like, so he bit it off kid robots. That's what he's doing. It's funny.
Maybe,
kind of like,
maybe.
They're not much like they
don't
not that
look
different than the vinyl figures. You remember the vinyl line they used to have?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the vinyls.
Yeah.
They were always in like 2-packs.
But the vinyls were smaller.
Dorbs.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't have the Dorbs look, but like.
Yeah, like these kid robot figures, the ones here are actually smaller than a soda. Comparing them,
I mean, all of this is pretty much just saying that the great and powerful Brian is just not that original. He just likes doing the same thing over and over again and slightly changes it. That's all I'm getting out of that.
Yeah, but I mean, let me tell you, I'm sure he didn't want to lose his sodas. It's all he ever... Dude, like, it's hard to remember, but, like, that's all he ever talked about once he made sodas.
He made Funko soda Saturdays.
He wasn't wrong with that, bro. Sodas were one of the best things I think Funko's ever made.
I agree.
I agree. I 100% agree. I wish they would bring them back. Instead of, honestly, I'd rather have those than Bitty Pops.
Retail screwed over the sodas hardcore.
I agree.
Yeah, but I guarantee that was something that wasn't his doing anyways. So
agreed.
That's what made it. That's what made it.
Yeah.
Bye. But yeah, New York Comic Con. So excited for it. Next week, we'll definitely be there. So yeah, I mean, obviously, if you guys didn't notice, we have a new day. We're filming now and uploading on Fridays. We're gonna try this out more this weekend. Let us know what you guys think. Hopefully, we still maybe we get some new people popping in who couldn't.
Yeah, if you don't like it, let us know.
The other ones, yeah, I mean, let us know. Unfortunately, that's kind of what we got to ride with. It does kind of fall in a weird time because next week is Comic Con. We're going to be at Comic Con, so we're not really probably going to be doing another episode yet.
I'll just do an episode by myself. So see.
Trey would just call us on FaceTime.
Yeah, you should go live and we'll come join you.
Yeah, I'll FaceTime y'all that way, and I'll record it. It's like, all right, that was them.
We'll have you there in spirit.
We'll be like, look at this, the Thrilljoy. Look at all these people, crazy people.
Brian's gonna be like, oh my god, let me get on that.
Look at this line. But yeah, I think the only other thing I did want to mention, obviously, because we talk about it all the time, is just NFTs. We do have like a new drop. G.I. Joe just recently dropped. We don't have to get too much into that because that was trash. We weren't really fans of it. It didn't do well. We didn't think it was going to do well. Whatever. Not. I mean, I'm sure if you're a really big G.I. Joe fan, whatever, congratulations, you got a drop. The next one is Stranger Things, which is a series 2. So obviously they're kind of going along with that. I actually like this. I actually personally, like, the more I looked at it, I thought this was actually a really good set because if you do watch the show and you see, like, they kind of did those off. I mean, some of these characters have been done before, but the versions they did, I think, were good.
Yep.
And I think the Freddy is so fire, like, just that version of him.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my thoughts. I don't know. I know you're a Stranger Things fan, Charlie. I don't know if you.
I agree. Like,
it seems like it's going to be a pretty big set, though, like 19,000, I think. So
I agree, especially after it's weird because the series 1 was one of those weird ones where it was like when they were getting really greedy and they made the sets ginormous.
Yeah.
And it didn't sell out. Well.
Yeah.
But like they were still extremely sought after. That like Eddie royalty at the time, and maybe still is, like the most expensive royalty to have collected. I mean, those epics were going for like $20 a piece. It was getting out of control.
Yeah,
it was.
The cheapest was maybe 15. Like, it was crazy.
It's funny. I didn't get it because I'm just like, I gave up.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah, I love that one.
I know. I was upset I didn't get it.
I pulled a lot of them, so I was lucky.
Yeah, I did it, and then it was just like I can't like spend. I would have had to spend like $300 just to get the Funko Pop. I was like, this is not worth it.
Yeah, it was
but. Like the Murray Funko Pop is amazing. Getting like Karen the mom, like I don't think she has a Funko Pop.
I think she on the
the
she said
2-pack.
she does.
She has a
Yeah,
2-pack with
does.
Billy.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I was gonna say she's in the 2-pack. Yeah, that
yeah,
was
you're
with
right.
Billy.
Because even Murray, there is one. They just recently
got
Torch.
one recently, but I don't think there's a Yuri. Yeah, Yuri or Victor do not have pops.
Yo, and that one's fire, bro.
Yeah,
that was cool.
They went some pretty deep cuts. Like the Erica one, it's super cool too. And yeah,
that one
like
goes in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really trying to add that now to make these a little special because I'm sure we're gonna get an Erica pop that looks kind of like this later down the line.
That's silly as fucks, yeah.
Oh, but she is at least the Ultra, which it's so insane. Not to change the topic, but the Ultra for the Aliens drop is more sought after than some of the legendaries, which is super weird. I'm curious if that'll ever happen again. I don't think it will for this set, but I just found that kind of fascinating. And then, like you said, Migs, I mean, the Freddy Funko's pretty sick.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like. I want to try to get the set. The Yuri one's cool. That Victor would be so sick because that's Robert Englund. Like, I don't know if you knew that, right? Yeah. So, like, if he obviously signs, he's freaking Freddy. Like, it'd be so cool. Like, if this was something that you got, because it was a cool version. I remember when I saw him, I was like, "Holy shit!" They're like using Robert Englund. That's awesome. Kind of crazy and random, but like it was sick to see. But yeah, between that one and the Freddy Funko, like that's just. I mean, we have that already as a regular pop, but just it kind of falls into why we love fun days. Like it's fine, put his head on there, but at least he's got blood coming out of his nose. Like they do kind of switch it up a little bit, and it looks like the crown is red. Like I love when the crown's a different color. Like it's not just the gold.
So it is. The crown is gold though.
Is it? Oh, I'm so colorblind, bro. It looks red to me. It's gotta be my screen. Are you serious? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a shadow. I should have made it red. Anyways.
But I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I think it should have been red.
The Freddy's cool. Though I do not think it will be as sought after as the Eddie one.
Yeah.
No. I don't think so either. I mean, the Eddie pop itself was so crazy, so it makes sense why that one was hyped up already,
of course,
as a Freddy version. But yeah, and then obviously the newest one, which I'm probably the most excited about because it's probably one of the best sets they always do, is the Halloween style Funkoween, ones, which most likely today maybe will be when they announce it. Like if you guys are listening to this, maybe it is. And I'm excited to see that because that's going to be fire.
I think we'll get Franny and Proto in that.
Yeah.
Oh, bold prediction.
Yeah, I wonder what they do because like last year's one was all zombie themed, right? That they kind of made like zombie. The one before that was the costumes one, right? Yeah, which was cool. So like they've made them sick. So I just wonder if they're going to make it the same like last year, where it's like all kind of the same theme, or if they're going to go back to like the costume kind of look. But I guess we'll see. I'm hyped for it though because I haven't gotten an NFT set in forever. Literally haven't. I just been
I'm pretty hyped for it too. That's always one of the best ones. At this point, they should be doing more. We've said this before, but more Freddy only NFT sets, in my opinion.
Yeah, more holiday style. We've said that forever.
Come on, can we get seriously? Can we get? Even though that was a rumor last year, we never got it. Can we get the holiday one, or you just don't? Funko, come on, man, just make a Christmas one. Everyone, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you like Christmas. It's kind of crazy.
You do a generic holiday. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like quote unquote Christmas.
Agreed. It still would be even though ultimately they become Christmas pops.
I'm sure they could do some with they could do some with Hanukkah.
They totally can.
Yeah,
they could.
I feel like there's a reason they're not doing it though. I don't know. I just feel like there's a reason.
Yeah,
maybe
there must be, but who knows? We'll see. But I think that's it. I think that was a lot of Thrilljoy.
That was a
lot of Thrilljoy.
A lot of Thrilljoy. A lot of Thrilljoy for you guys.
But yeah, let us know what you're thinking about Thrilljoy. Are you on team Charlie, Trey, or Migs?
Team Brian.
I feel like I'm here. Trey is here. Miguel is here.
Let us know. There has to be. We all have to be on different pages. We can't all be agreeing on everything.
Agreed.
It'll just be boring.
What I would really like though is if Brian can get some sports licenses. I would want a Blue wearing a Met hat.
Why? It's so terrible. Yeah,
he could be another mascot.
We'll
Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Excited.
We're fun over here at the Mets, not like you corporate shills over at the Yankees.
So corporate.
Classic.
No Red Sox jokes, because you can't make any jokes, Trey, because you know
can't
Red
talk
Sox
because we're not good this year, but we've won in the last 10 years. Just saying,
we're not good.
It's all right. Spirit Halloween already took over Fenway. It's all good.
Yeah, they got some nice costumes selling.
Took over Citizens Bank. So did you see they're coming out with a Spirit Christmas?
Yeah. Holidays. Yeah. Maybe that's smart. Took them forever to do that, but that's smart.
Very smart. Maybe that's what Funko needed for them to do. There's got to be a Spirit Christmas exclusive.
Christmas, dude. Yeah, they have Spirit Halloween ones. I saw them. I was there yesterday. I was at Spirit Halloween yesterday, picking up our costumes, and they had the same pops that they literally always have
every year.
Anderson sisters,
and Sam
pack
them away wherever they put all those costumes for the whole year. They bring them right back.
Pops back out. Yeah, it's like the same ones. But yeah, all right, guys. So that's gonna be it. Episode 112. You already know, Charlie. Let them know what to do. What to do. If you guys are new, thank you guys. Hopefully, you guys stick along with us and make sure you're liking down below for sure. New day. Hopefully, we got some new people. Hopefully, our old people are still hanging out with us.
Agreed. We're
past 700.
Past 700. We're on that road. To 1K. Once we get there, we'll be giving some giveaways. So you never know. Could be a Thrilljoy giveaway.
I got a whole storage room I can take some
We can give out some dorbs. We can give out some dorbs.
Yeah.
No, the dorbs ain't going nowhere. the dorbs are staying. But if you haven't already, could you please subscribe to us? Like, once again, we say this all the time. It's free. So just do it. You get awesome content. And like you said, obviously, we talk about all types of collectibles, but you're going to be hearing about new collectibles right here on Collector Chatter. So can you like this video? Hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. And just drop us some comments. Let us know. Do you like the new look? Do you like the new time? Do you like Thrilljoy? Do you want to hear us talk more about Thrilljoy?
Do you want us to go live? Do you want anything?
Do you want us to go live? Any topics? Let us know about topics. Are you going to New York Comic Con? If you guys want to, meet me and Migs at New York Comic Con, let us know, because we will be there and we will not be shy. So come say what's up. And obviously you can follow us at Collector Chatter on Instagram, and then at Collector_Charlie, at Pop_Migs, and at STX_Collectibles. So you can find all the goodies where we do shorts, reels, boom, boom, bang. So yeah. And like we said, don't forget. We will unfortunately probably not have a new episode next week because of New York Comic Con, but Trey, because he sadly cannot join us, he'll do something special for you guys who are not at the
Let me know what y'all want to do. Do you want me to do an episode, or do you want me to go live? I will do either one.
We'll try to figure out. I tried to go live last time, and the service, it was
so bad. Even though rumors are they got new Wi-Fi, that is going to be amazing.
All right. Well, if it's
Ryan demanded it because he knew people were going to be doing live streams of Thrilljoy.
Dude, yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, I'm excited because whenever y'all come back,
gotta get off this episode because Charlie's choking so hard right now. This guy, we gotta go.
All right, everyone. Until the next episode, let's go Mets. Collecting is the way. Later.
Peace. Later.